Today, I'm taking Canada's most luxurious train, the Rocky Mountaineer, for 48 hours from Banff all the way over to Vancouver. As this is a private train, it operates from a private rail yard with no public access, hence this coach. It's not long before we all spy our ride for the next 2 days. Excitement is an understatement. Right, so off the bus, and of course, we are met by the Rocky Mountaineer train. I didn't realise just how big this operation is, with scores of coaches dropping off passengers split between silver and gold leaf carriages. We're in gold leaf today, which is RM's highest class of travel. We'll head straight upstairs to my seat 58, and with it the first look at those incredible glass domed ceilings. Seating is mostly in a 2-2 setup with a couple of 4-person arrangements. The seats are adorned with rich comfy leather, and for those brisk mountain mornings they're even heated. There's seat back storage with enough room for a small bag under the seat in front of you. After a quick safety demo, we're cleared to depart, and we're waved off by the jovial Banff team members. You may have noticed the cabin is quite empty, and that's because we have another stop momentarily in Lake Louise to collect more guests. Okay, I make it breakfast time. Let's head downstairs to the restaurant and see what's on offer. The restaurant seats around half the onboard guests, so there are 2 sittings. Let's take a look at the breakfast menu. I'm pleasantly surprised to see quite the array of options. After placing our orders, we're offered some fresh pastries to begin, along with a berry smoothie. It's such a surreal experience to enjoy white linen table service whilst gliding through the Canadian Rockies. We don't have long to wait before we're presented with the smoked salmon and chive scramble, bacon breakfast skillet, avocado on toast, and my Canadian pancakes. This certainly gives breakfast that you get in a 5-star hotel a run for its money. And just like that, we roll into Lake Louise, some 40 miles from Banff. This stop is only short, and it's just to pick up additional guests. I think it's time to go check out the outdoor viewing platform. This is located at the end of our carriage, and it's where I spend a lot of my time on this journey. There really is nothing quite like the experience of being outdoors whilst pelting through the wilderness. It's a most interesting part of the journey as we tackle the spiral tunnels. These were built in 1909 and were the solution to the steep incline of the existing and treacherous Big Hill route. With all that excitement out of the way, let's head back up to my seat. In fact, I've been told there's a spare window seat for me, as I'm currently sat on the aisle. I'll be splitting my time across both, as I'm keen to chat and share more stories with Matthew. After all, part of the fun of these trips is making new friends. I'd say my new seat is one of the best on the train in terms of unobstructed views, though it's worth noting the legroom is reduced, so much so the footrest can't fully extend. Mind you, the trade-off is worth it. Let's go check out the bathroom. There are 2 of these on the lower level, and as you'll see, they're among the nicer ones you'll find on board a train. Modern, clean and well kept, and not a million miles away from a small ensuite you'd have in a hotel room. I will say that only having 2, it does mean you quite often have to wait several minutes, but this was no real hardship given where we are. For the next segment of our journey, we head alongside the Shuswap Lake. Certainly a highlight of day 1. At this point, we're not far from our overnight stop, Kamloops. So welcome to Kamloops. We are here overnight. Just got to go and get on one of the buses to transfer over to our hotel. Yes, you don't sleep on the train's going to wait here and we'll return in the morning. Well, welcome to my room for the night. I mean, it's not super luxurious, but I'm sure it will do the job. We're only here for, what, 10 hours or so? Oh, and the thing that's really surprising is that my bag is waiting for me in my room. Right, good morning all, welcome back. It's now time to go and catch the coach. Running a little late, I hope it doesn't leave without me. I really fancy getting stuck in Kamloops. So we are back at the rail depot and ready to get back on board the Rocky Mountaineer. I figured as we've not really seen the front of the train yet, let's yomp it up train and go take a look. I guess what I didn't realise is that no one was hanging about and everyone was getting on board sharpish. Right, so I've made it to the very front of the train. Literally 5 minutes before I need to start properly getting on board before the train leaves. Whew. Let's take a couple of shots and I'll head back. Well, it turns out I panicked and it wasn't really necessary. Whilst the front 5 or 6 carriages had closed up, the rest of the train was still very much open, thank goodness. It's worth noting that there's a fully stocked bar up here, and you can order whatever you want, and the best bit, it's bottomless. The crew are fantastic, giving us an audio guide to our surroundings. As we meander through the countryside, I think it's time to head downstairs for some fresh air. I feel this is a perfect time to discuss cost. So how much was this? You can book via the Rocky Mountaineer website, and there are multiple routes available in both silver and gold leaf class. So for exactly what I booked, £1,760. Yes, it's not cheap, but for the experience, accommodation, newfound friends and meals, I'll do it again in a heartbeat.